Begin afresh every morning. Devotional thoughts for women.
Greetings, my dear friends. The topic for today is entitled The Fear of Abimelech's Servants. The scripture reading is taken from Genesis chapter 20, verse 8. So Abimelech rose early in the morning, called all his servants, and told all these things in their hearing, and the men were very much afraid. Abraham lied to Abimelech, king of Gerar, about his wife Sarah, to save his life among a people who had offered him hospitality. How often do we commit the same error as Abraham? In a moment of anguish? He had not learned his lesson, and it was the second time he was using a lie, or a half-truth to protect himself. This was not the first occasion on which Abraham has passed off Sarah as his sister. It would almost seem to have been his usual practice, but that heretofore Egypt had been the only place where the ruse caused trouble. However that may be, the time for the birth of the promised seed was rapidly approaching, and Satan took advantage of Abraham's weakness to thwart the divine plan. Abimelech took Sarah as his wife, a tradition that kings often followed, but God showed him in a dream that Sarah was a married woman. It seems that in spite of being a Philistine king, he had moral standards. As soon as he learned that Sarah was married, he decided not to be intimate with her. It is no wonder that God praised the integrity of this king. Genesis chapter 20, verse 6. Abimelech not only confessed his error and asked for forgiveness, but he gathered all his servants and told them what happened. This was an amazing example of leadership. Assuming the responsibility for our actions is both heroic and a proof of humility. The fear of the king's servants, which is mentioned in today's verse, could be interpreted as reverence or respect. The king's responsible and humble attitude was imitated by his servants. Abimelech also made preparation for his wrong against Abraham by giving him cows, sheep, and servants as well as offering him land. God prevented this king from committing the sin of sexual impurity. When we sin, not only must we recognize and confess our sin, but we must also repair the wrong we have done. When you are facing a temptation, no matter what it may be, no matter how irresistible it may seem, cry out to God. The same God who kept this pagan king from sinning is ready and willing today to keep you from committing a sin, which could bring consequences which will not only affect you, but also the innocent people who depend on your example and guidance.